last 2 months, I have made more money than I have the money that I have made for 7 years with my small online business.
잠시 후 신호 위반과 60km 단속 구간입니다.
I've been running a small business with Filipino people, and I have spent a lot of time and focus, energy, money. Like, whenever I earn the money, I spend the money for the business right away. The money that I earn, I put it back to the business. And I have struggled with a lot of Filipino employees. I mean, because of the Filipino employees, like, managing these people has been really difficult task. The thing is that Filipino people don't stay long enough. Typically, like, they last only a few months or something, and also their absent rate and is
어린이 보호구역입니다.
they are not. It's like, I don't want to say bad things about Filipinos, but the fact is that the work ethic in the Philippines is almost, it almost doesn't exist in the Philippines. So I still have Filipino employees, and when they watch my video that I'm in the car, they might think that I have earned a lot of money from the business by exploiting them. They might think like that. In fact, I haven't earned any amount of money from that business. I was even in debt. So basically, I took a loan from my credit card company. I kept paying them. So I was in debt, and the business has never made much more money than just living wage. All my friends are better off at the moment just by getting a job. But because I was in the Philippines, I was trying to be patient with a low wage. Basically, I was self-employed. So but when I calculate the time that I spent and the money that I earned, it's like it probably was less than minimum wage. And the money that I invested back to my business, but just small portion of money that I got from my credit card loan, I invested in cryptocurrency. And then I was just fortunate enough that it went up so much, like 40 times. From that small investment, it became huge, and it's still growing up. And I bought this car, and my brother even bought car because of the investment. He invested more than what I did, what I invested. He invested about 2 times more than what I did, but because I invested earlier than he did, so I was able to make more money. And even before I, made more money with cryptocurrency investment. The second.
주정차 단속 구간입니다.
I just had lunch and I'm going to go to gas station to fill up the gas for the car. So I talked about I struggled with my poor business. What the business was, let me briefly introduce my poor business. It still exists. It's still making just little money, just little money, just little money that I don't want to even spend my time and focus on that business. But because I have spent a lot of time and money,
주정차 단속 구간입니다.
energy, everything, it's hard to get out of the business. I still have a lot of thoughts and ideas how I can improve the business, but here's my belief, which is I think the most important thing is what you do is more important than how you do, and how you do is more important
잠시 후 교통정보 수집 구간입니다.
how much you do, how much you work. So what you do is the most important. The second thing is how you do. The third thing is how much you work, how much you do or work, or the effort you put in. So my business, my English education business, teaching Korean people. I'm not teaching, but my employees are teaching Korean people on Skype. I get paid. I just spilled the gas over my car. So I need to go back home. So my poor business has never made money. It's not, it's just money that's enough for me living in the Philippines. Low cost living. That was it. Nothing more. Do I regret having that business? I regret in some ways because I should have realized earlier that
잠시 후 교통정보 수집 구간입니다. 이어서 신호 위반과 70km 단속 구간입니다.
Filipinos work ethic, their culture, stuff like that. I believe that it's probably not a
약 300m 앞 신호 위반과 70km 단속 구간입니다.
I think that Filipinos are probably not the best people to work with. Probably, but I really don't recommend working with Filipino people. But it's good to have fun with Filipino people. They know how to enjoy their time and without much money. They are happy people. I like that aspect of Filipinos. But when it comes to working, there are some good people, but most of them,
전방에 과속 방지턱이 있습니다. 주정차 단속 구간입니다.
most of them, like about 99, not sure, maybe about like 90% of people are probably not capable enough to work regularly. What I mean is that working without absence, even that is very difficult task for most Filipinos.
전방에 연속으로 과속 방지턱이 있습니다.
Also,
전방에 철길 건널목이 있습니다. 주의 운전하세요.
they come to work late, quite late, and when you tell them not to be late or something, they might feel offended and they might disappear next day. It just happens every time. I've also seen many Americans, running a business in the Philippines, having the same problem with Filipino people. It's their nature, it's their culture. Like, I was trying to correct their behavior, and I realized that you can't. It's in their culture. You can't change their culture. You can't change. Some of them maybe, a few.
전방에 철길 건널목이 있습니다. 주의 운전하세요.
A few Filipinos are very different from majority of Filipinos. Very hardworking people. I was able to have a few employees who've been working seriously hard, but majority of people are not like that. Like, they're not just capable enough to work without absence, late, or with focus. It's hard to tell them every time, like, you have to be more focused, you must not be late, you must not be absent. And what the hell? They make ridiculous reasons, like things like, I was late, I was absent because of my mom was hospitalized. I was sick, or like they are sick every time, like once a month, or not even once a month, maybe once a week. Like, there are many ridiculous people, like you really can't work with them. So throughout my experience of working with different people, I think when you are thinking about outsourcing, I think I have worked with many different foreigners, and so far, the people that I have been satisfied with working with them is that Vietnamese are better workers than Filipinos, and Russians, also the Ukrainian, they are good. Where Nepal, yeah, people from Nepal, they are good. They are cheap and good, like the same as Vietnamese. But Ukrainians, Russians are a bit expensive.
전방에 철길 건널목이 있습니다. 주의 운전하세요.
But in my opinion, people from Nepal, people from Vietnam, they are good. They are good. They know. They at least know the basics of working. Like they are not like Filipinos are who are looking for just how to have more fun in their life. For Filipinos, happiness is everything. I'm happier when when I see progress in my life, or when I see progress in my business, stuff like that. I'm sad when I'm not doing anything, just the sort of having fun, like just hanging out without any reason. I mean, just going out with friends or something. I don't really enjoy those kind of events. I enjoy seeing progress and making progress in my life, and I'm happier with that. I used to play video games a lot when I was young, but even video games, I can't really focus on that. I love making progress on my business, just making money in general. It's more fun for me, honestly. I feel happier. So it's very different. I mean, like, Filipinos could never understand, like, or they might see me as a kind of like evil, that who likes to making money only, like. But that's where my pure happiness comes from. That's just me, and like, it's just like I can't change Filipinos, their mentality. They also can't change me, the way I, this is who I am. I like capitalism. I like new technologies. That's the reason why I invested money in cryptocurrency, because I thought that was a cool technology that could change potentially all these traditional industries like bank, even government. So
약 500m 앞 교통정보 수집 구간입니다.
that's why I was so that's why even if I had no money, I took a loan from credit card company and I put that money into cryptocurrency, and that bought me this car and my new computer, and I still have majority of my investment in crypto still, and it's still growing up. but
약 300m 앞 70km 단속 구간입니다.
I don't have plan to become an investor. I mean, I want.
잠시 후 70km 단속 구간입니다.
I want to be a business person, but I don't want to spend more time and effort on my English education business, and I don't want to give up my English education business, but I don't also want to spend my time and energy into something that won't really matter. I mean, as I said, what I do is the most important. It's not about how much I do. That's what I realized. Success is not about how much you do, how much you work. It's not about that. I've seen a lot of people working super hard. I used to work super hard. That hasn't made me money. It's not about working hard. It's really not about working hard. I've been watching, I watched a lot of videos of Gary Vaynerchuk. He keeps saying, work hard, work hard. You have to work like 15 hours a day, Monday through Sunday. I have done that. It doesn't make you a successful person. In fact, it could make you poor. That's not the way to make success in life. I never agree with his quote, just work hard, like it's like shut up and just work.
약 500m 앞 교통정보 수집 구간입니다.
He also says that you have to work smart, at the same time you have to work hard. I get it. But when you work hard, you tend to forget about working smart. I don't want to work hard. I want to work smart. I don't want to spend a lot of time for working. I want to spend less time for working. And I want to make more money. That's now my goal. I don't want to be busy. I want to have freedom. I think the definition of freedom is that freedom is having more time, having more money. Having time and money is ultimate freedom. If you don't have money, you have nothing to do. You have basically people get the feeling of freedom when they control something. It's either people or like
약 500m 앞 교통정보 수집 구간입니다.
or like some kind of machineries or whatever things. When you have more controls, you feel like you have more freedom. And to have more controls, you need to have money. And but of course, if you don't have time to choose what you want to do, then it's meaningless. You are just busy working and you have no time to think, and it's like you are just a piece of machine that keeps just working, grinding. I don't want to be like that. I want to have time. I also want to be financially independent. More money, more time. That's my goal now. So I have an idea that could make potentially more money than my investment or ever. I mean, like, I'm thinking that I don't really believe in idea, but idea is probably important to start because it determines what you are gonna do. As I said, what you do is more important than how you do, how much you work. How much you work is not as important as what you do.
전방에 연속으로 과속 방지턱이 있습니다.
Depending on what idea you have. If you have idea of having a restaurant, sushi restaurant at the area that there are a lot of sushi restaurants, then you will be in competition. I don't like the idea of competition. Competition is not my thing. When you are more competitive, you often lose creativity. You become less creative because you compete. So I don't like competition. So I want to do something that most people have never done, have never thought of doing that. So I always want to be a first mover. I mean, I want to take the advantage of first mover. That's where I'm good at. Like I find things that people usually don't easily see, or that people think I just don't want to do what people do, what most people do. I don't think, you think about school system, you think about, what you have learned from school. All you have learned in school is pretty much useless because everybody knows what you have learned. When you know something that nobody knows, that's more useful. And
전방에 철길 건널목이 있습니다. 주의 운전하세요.
So I was trying to gain information about information that's more valuable, that not that many people have access to. So I see more value from that, like simply the uniqueness. I think that's where the most value comes from. When you think about gold, when you think about Bitcoin, it's valuable because it's limited. When everybody can have Bitcoin, when everyone can have gold, it won't be as valuable as it won't be as valuable as the gold today or Bitcoin today. One Bitcoin is now $2,500. And I want to talk about Gary Vaynerchuk, why he keeps saying that, why he keeps saying about working hard. And that's because he needs to make his employees work hard, because his employees won't work hard, then he's not gonna make money. So people who have people who have a business that has a lot of people often say you need to work hard.
전방에 철길 건널목이 있습니다. 주의 운전하세요.
But that's not the goal for most people. I mean, if you are not brave enough to start a business, if you are not capable enough to run a business, if you are not capable enough to
전방에 연속으로 과속 방지턱이 있습니다.
then you'd better to work hard. That's what most people do. But if you can do the other way, then why should you?